Hi, I'm Monica McKenzie, joined by my sister, Haley McKenzie, and we're here at the TaeKwonDo self-defense class, hoping to learn a few things about how to defend ourselves. So, let's do this. Joining me now is Tom Childress, the head coach of the TaeKwonDo team here at Liberty University. So talk me through what made you want to get involved in this self-defense class, what made you want to start it in the first place?
The former head coach, Jesse Wilson, and I said, it was really important for both of us, the profession that we were in, we were both police officers, giving women tools to defend themselves. Because unfortunately, rape is a very common thing in this country. In the world, a woman is assaulted or raped every 98 seconds. 98 seconds, which is absolutely staggering to think about. The U.S., I think the number goes to about every 12 minutes. Still absolutely mind-boggling. And statistically, 1 out of every 4 women will be assaulted in their lifetime. And that's not maybe, that's not possibly, that's 1 out of every 4 will be. And that is just absolutely just crazy to think about. That's reality out here. And then of course, as we've been coaching here the last few years, we've had several women from the Central Virginia area go missing. And that really ignited us to start this on a bigger scale. We've actually been doing the same program in the public schools the last couple of years, the ones that ask us to come in. We do it the full day during their PE time. So we've literally had thousands of people go to some of this very basic training. And the idea is we want to keep it very basic so just anybody can do it. You don't have to be a martial artist. You don't have to have a black belt. You just have to just take a few lessons learned. These are some basic do's and don'ts. And then that way, if you're ever in a situation, you've got a really good chance of defending yourself.
And it is pretty simple. I mean, I was able to make it through in one piece, so thank you. Just tell me ways that this class is practical and why it's important for women to go to a class like this.
I think it should be an absolute requirement in the school systems. I think it should be, you should start training about 6th grade. Just because the fact that it is so prevalent in this society for sexual assault and rape, every woman should have the basic knowledge of just very basic self-defense. And as I said, I'm not talking about everybody needs to be trained to a black belt level, although I'm all for that also. But just some basic things of knowing do's and don'ts like we did tonight. Like most people would think, a punch is a really good thing. Well, a punch is a really good thing if you know how to punch, you know how to punch correctly, and you know where to punch. Well, all of that takes training and time and timing, whereas some of the basic things we teach with hitting with a palm, it's really hard to hurt your palm. They're not saying you can't, but hitting a palm strike to someone to defend yourself, especially some of the areas we're talking about, soft target areas, eyes, nose, ears, throat, and mouth, very easy, very basic, and it's a really good, effective tool.
Yeah. And a lot of your students from TaeKwonDo were here in the class as well, helping out. It was nice to see professionals helping out here too.
Absolutely.
So tell me how it kind of impacts them being able to help out the community.
Well, I think it's really good training for them because part of your progression when you're going through your ranks anyway is learning to teach. As a matter of fact, some of the requirements of the upper belts is to have a certain set of hours actually teaching other people. Because my personal belief is once you tie a black belt around your waist, it has less to say about your own proficiency, although a certain amount of that is certainly required. But it's also that you have the ability to pass on what you've learned to others. And you also kind of have an obligation to do so. So that gives them a good practice for that when they attend these. My goal eventually is for myself to start taking more of a back seat and do these as we do more and more of them, and actually have the students teach more and more of it. So we're working towards that, and if you see most of the time that's who we beat up on when we get them up there as the students anyway. So they get to play that part, but they'll start taking over more and more the role of actually teaching them.
And for people who are maybe watching this video and want to know how to get involved and how to get an opportunity to take one of these classes, what are the next steps for them?
Just pay attention. We put it on our team page, we put it on our Facebook page. Usually we get a little advertisement from Liberty as far as being on the Campus Splash page. So we try to get as much publicity out there as we can. The biggest thing is we have the students in the class announce it in their classrooms, put it on their personal Facebook pages, and basically announce it in their dorms and their quads, etc. And then we give them a challenge to make sure they bring at least one person. And we certainly had more than that tonight, which we were very happy. This is one of the biggest classes we had. I think our count was 64 people. So we were really happy with the turnout. We just want to see more and more of it. We would love to have the need to do this more than once a semester. We would love to have to do this every month because we have that much interest.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for this class. I definitely feel more well prepared and ready to defend myself if I ever have to.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it.